Okay, it's all right.
Let me check, Mataji, if I can share it. But will that be readable? The font and all? I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll just do this only. I'll do, wait, what I should do. Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, I'll do again today. It is chapter 29. Bhakti Yoga, the introduction is, thinking that the previously described spiritual practice based on detachment is too difficult, Uddhava inquired, because he gave Jnana Yoga. Uddhava inquired about an easier method. In reply, Lord Sri Krishna gave brief instructions on devotional service. The fruit of workers and mystic yogis were bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and puffed up by their false identifications, refused to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. But the swan-like men, those who know how to discriminate between the essential and non-essential, always take shelter at the lotus feet of the Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord Himself within the living entity as the Chaitya Guru, and without us, the spiritual master who teaches by example, eradicates all the misfortune of the spirit soul and reveals his own personal form. One should execute all duties for the sake of the personality of Godhead, keeping one's mind absorbed in Him. One should take advantage of the sacred abodes of the Lord where His devotees reside, and one should serve the Lord and celebrate the festivals and holidays in His honor. By understanding all living beings to be Lord Krishna's place of residence, one can attain the ability to see equally everywhere, and thus all faulty qualities of envy, false ego, and so on will be removed. Bearing this in mind, the devotee should give up his proud relatives, his separatist outlook, and his mundane embarrassment, and should offer obeisances flat on the ground to all, even the dogs and outcasts. As long as one has not learned to see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in all creatures, he must continue to use his body, mind, and speech to worship the Supreme Lord in that manner of offering full obeisances to all. Because this eternal process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord is transcendental and has been established by the Lord Himself, it can never, to the slightest extent, be defeated or prove fruitless. When one offers himself completely to the Supreme Lord with exclusive devotion, the Lord becomes particularly pleased, and thus the devotee achieves immortality, becoming qualified to obtain opulence equal to that of the Lord. After receiving these instructions, Sri Uddhava went to Badrikashrama in pursuance of Lord Krishna's order, and by perfectly carrying out the instructions of the Supreme Lord, he attained the Lord's transcendental abode. By faithfully serving these instructions spoken by the personality of Godhead to Uddhava, the greatest of devotees, the entire world can become liberated. What an amazing instruction. This is the power of Bhakti Yoga that one person does. And then, just by the instruction, by faithfully serving these instructions spoken by the personality of Godhead to Uddhava, greatest of devotees, the entire world can become liberated, provided everybody follows these instructions of Krishna. Everyone has got the eligibility to be liberated. And okay, so that's why Uddhava was asking that, the other things, Jnana Yoga and all, are too difficult to be detached. So you tell me something simpler. And so Krishna has said how to do Bhakti Yoga. So swan-like men who know how to discriminate between essential and non-essential always take shelter at the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead. So what is the non-essential thing? Non-essential thing is the illusory the illusory energy which makes us puffed up by false identifications. And then our term in this material world keeps on getting, you know, elongated, because all the time, all unnecessary things we indulge in just because of this faulty identification. So many unnecessary activities, unwanted things, which simply, if you see, one who's identifying with the body, his needs and desires keep on expanding. You just see a materialist life. Most of the time, he's doing all unwanted things which are not essential for life, what not essential for self realization, for even living properly, taking care of your health, even for the body to be maintained properly, and to have longevity, and to be happy. They are doing exactly opposite. The health is also gone because of doing non-essential things. Too much of sense gratification, too much of eating all faulty foods. And so, with the result, the purpose, you lose out on good health, and also, and then so much of work, because you want to just live a lavish lifestyle, indulging the body and senses and mind, to also to show off that you are above everybody else, that you are very successful. And most of the time, we are doing it just for society's sake. What will people think? Most of the time, the materialist is living his life just to please society, family, friends, and so on. And so he gets involved in a lot of non-essential things. So that way also, time is wasted, money is wasted, mind is disturbed all the time, engaging in some sense gratification or the other, and everyone is trying to laud it. So you will get little kicks here and there. Everyone wants to laud. So how will it be? I mean, so you have to bear the brunt. Sometimes you're lauding it over others and giving them pain, and sometimes others are lauding it over you and you're getting pain. And all the essential aspect of our life is forgotten. The real thing is to connect with Krishna and live a nice, peaceful life, and do good for others also, and go back home, back to Godhead. And that is completely circumvented. What people engage in is useless things, fights and quarrels over unnecessary things. There is no need, all non essential things. So that is why we uh, swan like men, those who know how to discriminate between the essential and non essential, always take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Devotees always mention how, before they became a devotee, they wasted their money and time and all useless things. And the minute they became devotees, their life automatically, all unwanted things, unnecessary things got cut off. And because of that, expense is also unnecessary. And you don't need so much money to maintain yourself. If you just increase all your desires and wanting to show off in society, and imagined status, these things that you want to show off, that this is what is required. And so you waste your time, and you will, the main thing is you miss the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And on the other hand, just by taking shelter at the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, and then what happens? The Lord Himself, within the living entity as the Chaitya Guru, and without as the spiritual master who teaches by example, eradicates all the misfortune of the spirit soul and reveals his own personal form. So everything else is anartha, simply waste of time, unwanted, and it's just taking us on the wrong path. That is illusion. Illusion is keeping on telling us through the mind, this is all very important, and we become very agitated if we don't get it, and we think that, oh, then most of the time we are thinking how to get it, or we don't get it, we are disturbed, or we are afflicted by all these feelings of envy, greed, pride, lust, all these things. Most of the time, the mind is just engaged in all these nonsensical thoughts, which have nothing to do with reality or truth. Reality is that there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I am there, and all my good fortune will be there if I simply connect with Him and become humble and become His servant. That's all. All good fortune is waiting. There's no need to work hard. Okay, some amount of work we have to do because that's the Earth system and the earthly planetary system, because it's more of mode of passion. I mean, the rule is that you have to do some work to maintain your body. But that is okay. But even while doing that, Krishna says, think about me. So that is, then everything becomes much, much simplified. One should execute all duties for the sake of the personality, Supreme Personality of Godhead, keeping one's mind absorbed in Him. So even those material duties, something we have to do some work, not too much work. The kind of work people do, they go from one continent to the other, flying here, there, around night. They stay awake, no proper sleep, no proper food, all the time working just to make more money. Not that kind of work. We should make sure that we are able to work in the mode of goodness without too much of over endeavor, without too much of anxieties and deadlines and stress and all these things. And one should execute all duties for the sake of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should be convinced that if I do everything the way Krishna wants, then only I'm going to be happy. And so then we can keep our mind absorbed in Him. If you're convinced that if I follow Krishna's instructions, I'm going to be really happy, materially, spiritually. If we are convinced of that, then we will think about Him all the time. It's only because we're not convinced and we think, we always keep checking up with our mind. Mind, are you happy? Shall I do this? And then because of that, all problems start. So by understanding. So then what happens? One should take advantage of the sacred abodes of the Lord, where His devotees reside, and one should serve the Lord and celebrate the festivals and holidays in His honor. All these are very reasonable, not very difficult, right? We do go to the sacred places, holy places, meet devotees, get inspired, and also celebrate all the festivals. By understanding all living beings to be Lord Krishna's place of residence, one can attain the ability to see equally everywhere. And thus, all faulty qualities of envy, false ego, and so on will be removed. Of course, in the beginning, we try by, mm, we try to push these thoughts from our mind and we try to engage in devotional service. It's only by serving Krishna properly and understanding our relationship with Him and understanding how all beings, it's not only Krishna is in my heart, Krishna is in the heart of everyone, and He is the well wisher of everyone. Automatically, we will start respecting everyone. Oh, they're all like me only, there is no difference. Separatism happens when we identify with the body, and then we think that whatever is connected with my body, similar to my body and mind, that only I'm attached to, and all others I look at as separate from me and with a little suspicion and lack of compassion. We see only bodies. So that is the thing. But if we worship Krishna, and then we'll see the soul everywhere. One can attain the ability to see equally everywhere. How is that? Because soul is equal, bodies may be different. And thus, all faulty qualities of envy, false ego, and so on will be removed. These two are the most worst qualities. I mean, envying people. The person who's envied, he may not even know that you're envying them, but the person who's envying is like burning. Envy is a horrible negative emotion which burns the person. So that is, we have to flush it out immediately. To slight traces of envy comes, then we have to say, this is coming from my mind. from illusion. There is no need to envy anyone because we're all souls. And the spiritual platform, nobody feels envious of anyone. It's only the body and the mind which is designed in such a way that is always trying to laud it, to dominate, and to enjoy and crush anybody else who's a obstacle in the path. In the sense that if they are enjoying more than that more than us, then also we feel envious. That is an asuric mentality. The asuras, because they're so bodily attached, they're always envious of everyone, even their own kith and kin. We saw Kamsa, he immediately, the minute he heard that Devaki's son is going to kill him, he wanted to kill her. So that is the envy. And false ego is the worst thing because it's the most difficult thing to overcome. And it's the last snare of our illusion. And so, actually, those who are involved in a lot of material sense, I mean, physical sense gratification, low forms of sense gratification, they don't display so much false ego because they're so busy gratifying their gross senses. They're not thinking so much. I mean, though that is also rooted in false ego. But a person who's a spiritualist, who's progressing in Krishna consciousness, then he may have overcome all these over attachment to doing all, sinful activities and all that. But then at that time, what happens? The false ego becomes very strong, and, because false ego has stopped identifying with the body, with the mind also to a large extent, but subtle identification is there. And so the last bit of sense gratification they hold on to so much that they feel now other things they have overcome. But then in devotional service itself, then they have this false ego. They start, I'm the best devotee. Nobody else is good as me. Or we feel envious of other devotees. Oh, he thinks he's better than me. All these sort of nonsense feelings. So false ego, even when we do devotional service, that is the most last snare of our illusion is false ego. So that is why one must, by seeing Krishna in everyone's heart, all faulty qualities of envy, false ego, and so on will be removed. Bearing this in mind, the devotee should give up his proud relatives, his separatist outlook, and his mundane embarrassment. And here he's saying that he should offer obeisances flat on the ground to all, even the dogs and outcasts. Of course, we are trained, I mean, mentally to, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we consider ourselves servant of Krishna, das and das of all Vaishnavas, and also I mean, because it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that one who's, can see the super soul, das is even higher than just seeing Paramatma in everyone's hearts. Because das means Bhagavan realization. I am connected with Krishna as a servant. Then automatically one will see Paramatma in everyone's hearts. And so then we become giving all respect. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Trinadapi sunichena Tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadari. So we have to give all respect to others and not expect any respect for oneself. Now, this may seem on the very difficult on the mundane platform, but transcendentally, it comes very naturally to the pure devotee because the soul is like that. The soul is naturally very humble. The soul wants to appreciate everyone and respect everyone. The soul automatically is very humble, and because we are identifying ourselves with our mind, proud mind and body, all body and mind is proud to different degrees. The very fact that we've got a material body and mind means we have some pride in us that I don't need to be under Krishna. I have a separate identity. So then, so um, we have to, so because of our identifying our attachment to our body and our mind, and sense gratification. So because of that, we are not able to be humble. And so the more we engage in spiritual activities and also serving, that is the quickest way. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, chant Hare Krishna, serve Vaishnavas. Then automatically our spiritual nature will manifest, will become very happy, peaceful, and not expect any respect for oneself, but give respect to all. In fact, a pure devotee feels very embarrassed if people praise him or give him too much attention. So what a beautiful state to be in, isn't it? Because it is glorious. And not only that, the devotee feels very satisfied and happy. And so, as long as one has not learned to see the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in all creatures, he must continue to use his body, mind, and speech to worship the Supreme Lord in that manner of offering full obeisances to all. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see there are some devotees who, even to dogs and all that, they'll fall flat and give obeisances. At least we can, I mean, we've not been instructed to do that, though I mean, if the guru tells us we can do that, but somehow, at least minimum, Prabhupada said, offer obeisances to devotees and to the guru and to the Lord and to all other living entities. We should see them as soul, spirit soul, and not their body. Then automatically we'll feel very connected with everyone and we'll empathize with them. We'll not get angry with them, or we won't be distant. We won't feel disconnected with everyone in the sense that uh, no, indifference to other people. But when we understand that all are souls, and then we'll feel compassion. Imagine their soul part and parcel of Krishna, and what nonsensical consciousness they have. I also had once upon a time, and they're having, and I know I suffered a lot because of this consciousness. And so we feel compassion and we want to somehow help them so that they can overcome this faulty consciousness. And if they misbehave, we are not hurt because we know it is only because of their faulty consciousness, the modes of material nature working heavily upon them. And instead, we should see only the soul. The soul is good. It's only the matter, the material covering due to illusion, is making everyone act in very many unwanted ways. So we won't be disturbed, first of all. And so when one offers himself completely to the Supreme Lord with exclusive devotion, the Lord becomes particularly pleased, and thus the devotee achieves immortality, being qualified to obtain opulence equal to that of the Lord. So actually, there is no, Prabhupada said, you don't need to worry about getting enough money, how to get this, that. You just make yourself humble. That's all. Everything else will come because it all belongs to Krishna. It's like the son. The son has walked out of his billionaire father's house. And he is just thinking, oh, I'm so poor. I have to go find some money for myself. And he's wandering. Maybe a small boy. So he doesn't know how to, and he's really suffering. And somebody comes and says, hey, why are you loitering here? You got a very rich father. Why don't you just go and, be with him, love him, and be along with him? Why do you have to be alone and rotting here? And that is our state. We think, oh, we have to work so hard. My God, life is so difficult. All because we think we are separate from Krishna. That is the only reason why we need to struggle. All the struggling and the obstacles and the pain and everything is all brought up on ourselves by ourselves because of forgetting Krishna. The minute Prabhupada said all problems is gone, everything will happen very nicely, very naturally. The minute you clean your heart, dirty heart, which is thinking, I am this body, I am this mind, who's as great as me? Everyone else is not important, only I'm important in this entire universe, and there is hardly think about God because I'm only God. That kind of mode of passion that is covering us. It's like the clouds completely covering the sun. And then we think, oh, it's so dark. So That is a thing. I mean, and the minute we remove that darkness by just surrendering to Krishna, very simple. That's all. And two beautiful quotations, one by Guru Maharaj, one by Prabhupada. Very, very inspiring for us. One is, Guru Maharaj says that liberation is possible because when you're chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it is Krishna himself and he can give us liberation. Lord is so powerful. So you can look forward to liberation. Otherwise, we might think, oh my God, I can never be liberated. I've got too many material desires and all weaknesses, pride, false ego, everything I have. How am I ever going to flush my mind out of all those? And how will my heart just open up to Krishna and all that? I don't know. But you are chanting the holy names of Krishna, and that is Krishna himself. He can even he can remove everything. So that is very inspiring. And the second one is Prabhupada's quotation. He said, one devotee asked, Prabhupada, how long it will take to become a pure devotee? And Prabhupada looked so compassionately and he said, one moment. One moment. How one moment? We're struggling for years. One moment? How? Then he said, if you understand clearly that what is the position of Krishna, what are his powers, everything is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, everything about the glories of the Lord, and it's a fact. I may not be able to see him, but I can see the effect of his presence everywhere, right? How the world is working, how everything has got a purpose. Nothing happens accidentally. Everything beautiful arrangements he has made. The Supreme Lord's presence is there. So, and what am I doing? Can I do anything? I'm I'm so much dependent on the Lord. At least a devotee will realize that without the Lord's mercy, I can't do anything. So then we become humble. Oh, Krishna, all this while I've been strutting around thinking I'm separate from you and trying to prove myself and trying to take care of myself independently and prove to the world I'm very great, I'm very smart, I can, do so many things. Now I surrender. You are everything and I'm your servant. That's it. Please accept me. That if you understand, that's it. You're liberated one moment. And then every day we should be crying for that moment. Let it be now, Krishna. This moment, liberate me. And from all these dirty things which are covering our vision of Him. Krishna's all the time with us. And imagine we're not able to see Him only because of our mind and senses and because we are identifying with the body and the mind so much, so attached to this body. We've been attached to so many bodies and thinking I'm that body only. And then now we should be ashamed of such foolishness and take shelter because the holy names are everything. We should just grab, you know, there is one song which says, what is that? The the holy names are there, are free, and you plunder it. You can loot it as much as you want. It's there for you to plunder. It's free. So we should think, I'm going to plunder. If we have if we have some tendencies for greed left, then we should become greedy. I'm going to plunder it because the holy names can give me anything I want. And I want Krishna himself, everything. I'm very greedy. I want the complete, the full thing. Whatever I can get out of the holy name, I want it fully. I'm going to plunder it. Think of plundering the holy name. I mean, not in a, of course, in that sense of controlling Krishna or dominating over him, but or owning him, but in a humble mood that I'm going to grab the holy name as much as I can by concentrating on the holy name because that is Krishna himself and he can liberate me. When you go to Krishna, you should ask for something which is impossible to get otherwise very easily. Only he can give that. That we should ask him. Other things we are getting anyway, and anyway, it is a source of more further distress. The best, the smartest thing is to ask something which will make us completely happy in all respects, not ask only partial things. So we ask something that will always make us happy in all ways, and that is to become his devotee. Finished. I am your pure devotee. Whatever Krishna does will be excellent for us. Why we need to worry? Developing that faith and exclusive devotion. That is what we have to grab. And by chanting the holy names, that's all. That is all. But it's very difficult because the mind is wandering. So that's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, beat the mind with shoes. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely ignored the existence of the mind only. He said, just mouth, ears, heart, mouth, ears, heart. So we have to just ignore the mind and grab hold of the holy name, like, you're really drowning in the ocean and you don't know what to do, how desperate we'll be. If there is anything at all, we'll hold on to that. That is why saving drowning people is a big thing. If a swimmer goes and those people are so desperate, they will hold on to that the person who's coming to save them and pull them also. So he has to be very strong and pull them out. So desperate. And that's how desperately, if we cry out, holy names is everything. Why do we run after all other things? We're always chasing some other things. The minute any problem comes, what do we think? We have to solve it ourselves. And the mind becomes agitated and we come up with so many theories and reactions and anger and so many things. Why? Because we think I have to solve it. That is all coming from the mind. Hey, relax. You're not going to solve anything. Just keep quiet now. Chant Hare Krishna, leave it to Krishna. And then you become calm. Paramatma is there as the Chaitya Guru in the heart, and he will arrange. Either somebody else will tell you, or you do, or something he will arrange, or he may even inspire us to do something. But Paramatma will do it. So how he does, we don't know. We shouldn't say he should come before me and talk to me, then only I will. He can do in any way, but he will do. That is for sure. It's not that, oh, Paramatma never talked to me, then he won't take care of me. No, he knows how to take care of us. That's it. I'm just going to take shelter of him, chant. Now it's up to you, Krishna. I don't know, whatever you do. Solve all problems will be solved. That's for sure. Because we are again and again reading in the Shastra, and again, if we don't have faith, then it's ridiculous. Whenever there is any problem, if the mind gets agitated, just realize you're going the illusory path, just thinking I'm doing everything, I only have all the solutions, and then you feel great pressure. Then you start complaining, oh, why is life treating me like this? Why is Krishna so testing me so much? Krishna is not testing. Okay, maybe it's a test whether we really understand and take shelter of him. He's always there, 24 by 7. As a Paramatma, he has no other job. No other job. In the material world, Paramatma is there only for us. Now, why don't we turn to him? That's it. And then he will arrange. Finished. All problems. That is all. So simple. That's why Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is so simple that you miss it. How can it be so simple? How? Just think of Krishna or just chant Hare Krishna, everything will be fine. It has to be very complicated now. The problem is so complicated, then solution must be more complicated. But that is mental. If you approach your mind, yes, you'll come up with more complicated solutions, which will complicate your problem even more. That is how material life is running. One problem comes and people come up with some invention by which our problems keep on increasing. And or you go to the allopathy, or you go for medicine. You go to the doctor, something they try to cure, and then because of those same medicines, another problem develops like that. So by our own effort, that is how it's going to be. But if you follow Krishna, everything, even that is why he has given medicine also, Ayurvedic medicine. I hope, in the days to come, people, it's more sattvic, more natural, and it cures the disease. And why people don't go to Ayurveda is because their lifestyle. You can't just do whatever. You have to become a little regulated. eat at the proper time and have medicines at the proper this thing. You have to take a little trouble. Whereas in allopathic medicine, you just go anything, any problem, just go have one surgery and remove it. Finish. Gone. What is this? Everything just chop and do instantaneous. Any problem, just cut it and throw it. What kind of it creates more problems. And that problem came because of faulty lifestyle. So why don't you try to change that? But instead, no, they want all quick. This thing, that is why the health is completely ruined. So everything we have to take Krishna's method, what his instructions are in the scriptures, even for material living. If we follow him, follow the instructions, again, life will be very, very peaceful and happy. Because the universe, as we know in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we know that the universal form of the Lord has everything in the material world, all the planets and the everything, material things are also on his body. All the people who are there in this universe are all existing in his body. So by he is responding to us. If we do things the way he wants, he will respect. The universe will give back to us everything. People don't have faith. Oh, I do some yajna. How am I sure that everything is going to come? Bhagavad Gita, it says, yajna tat karmano anyatra lokoyam. But I don't know. What if I don't get? All these doubts are put by Maya because, of our mental attachment, body. Grossly, we don't have faith in spirit because of our overindulgence in material activities. Then we actually have more faith in the material activities, just in case, okay, we'll also have faith in Krishna. A little bit, I will also do that. But mostly, I mean, people, they go to the temple also, okay, I'll also see that. But more they're attached to, or they have more faith in their own efforts, much more. So that is because of too much of indulgence in material activities. And the minute we control the mind and chant Hare Krishna, live a life of goodness, then the whole thing changes and we will see the results, how the universe reciprocates. If we do everything nicely the way we should, everything is going to become okay. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is predicted also. If people chant Hare Krishna and become devotees, even if not everyone, but even 1% of the population are really practicing Krishna consciousness, it will have a cascading effect on everyone. Others also, maybe not Krishna consciousness, but whatever worship they are doing, religion they are following, they will become more sincere and golden age will come. How will golden age come? Because Krishna, universe is Krishna's body. And he will, if we take shelter of him and please him, he is going to reciprocate. So it is very simple. He is very much there, 24 by 7, watching over us as the Paramatma, as the Vishwarupa, and as the Bhagavan, and as Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and all the Devatas. Everybody is watching. Now, where am I alone or nobody knows what I'm doing? All the time, 24 by 7, they are aware. Not only our actions, our thoughts, our words, everything. They are aware. So, so there is no point in having doubts. What is the use of being good in this world? No, only all bad people are enjoying. That is for Krishna gives chance for everyone. Even asuras enjoy for some time. Then nicely they get a whack on their back. So I mean, then they meet the end. So we don't want to be like that. Asuras who want to enjoy in spite of doing whatever I'll do. I won't listen to Krishna and I want to enjoy. But finally, are you ready to be annihilated like them? On the other hand, if we take shelter of Krishna and follow his instructions, it may be mode of goodness is in the beginning, it's like poison because you don't like doing all these things. We want to gratify our senses, like how asuras are doing. Why I only have to control my senses? But in the beginning, it's like poison, but at the end, like complete nectar. And it takes us towards eternal life. So that is why we should not compare like that. oh, they're all enjoying, they are taking poison, and then finally it will tell on them. Right now they're enjoying, but it's going to definitely have its effect. You shouldn't just see now, right now they are enjoying, whereas I'm suffering. Even though I'm taking nice medicines, I'm taking everything, but I only seem to have more health issues, and they are just eating whatever they feel like. Look at their lifestyle, and they seem to be very happy and enjoying. So that is mode of passion and mode of goodness. Mode of goodness, in the beginning you have to control, and it doesn't feel nice, but you're going to pay the reap the benefits of that, and you're going to be very, very happy, full of nectar permanently. And so that is why we should not be disturbed and not get doubts and be agitated. Oh, I don't know Krishna consciousness I'm doing, but what is, I don't know whether I, how to balance this and that. Everything should be done in Krishna consciousness. Even all our work, we have to balance, of course. We have to take care of all aspects of our life. Definitely. Why? Because that is how, if we do everything for Krishna, then we will become automatically very balanced. Because we are doing for our senses, that's why people become so lopsided. I like mobile, sit with the mobile night and day, night and day, night and day with stop doing all other work, don't care for your family, children, nobody matters. Mobile, what a kind of sense gratification Maya has brought in Kali Yuga. This mobile really killer of the soul. I mean, though simply sit with that and you feel, you're entertained. You don't need to talk to anybody. Now, what they talk is not at all entertaining. But here in the mobile, I can reach out all interesting things. So they stop communicating with anyone. Even children are no longer exciting for parents. What children simply, they, all the time. I mean, this is more interesting. Mobile. See what a kind of sense gratification is built into our system, that mm, that's a real this thing of Maya ensnaring us. And then naturally you will think, oh, I don't have time for Krishna consciousness. Too much balancing. What balancing? Most of the time you're doing sense gratification, and then you say, I don't have time for Krishna consciousness. Very difficult to balance. If we do everything properly for Krishna's pleasure, there is time for everything. We'll have more time, in fact. If you just do like that, we'll think, yeah, I have more time for everything. I can fit everything in my life, in my day. But most of the time, we are just doing some sense gratification. And because of that, then we think, oh, I don't have time, yeah, for all these spiritual activities. It's too much. They're not planning the day, and somewhere they're going wrong. If we do in a proper way, in a mood, and for that, the power is all coming only from Krishna consciousness, chanting. So that is the way. And then Bhakti Yoga is so wonderful, easy, and our life will be really very successful. Okay, Hare Krishna. Tomorrow onwards, we'll have this thing, 12th canto. Anyway, it's like a condensation of Krishna's instructions to us, to Uddhava. Hmm. So here in the purport it says, without the shelter of the Supreme Lord, a yogi easily becomes discouraged in the difficult task of fixing his mind on the Supreme. So that is the added advantage of Bhakti Yoga, is that we have Krishna himself helping us. So we don't need to feel despondent. Oh, I'm not able to do this, control my mind, control my senses. If we just go to Krishna and cry out to him, definitely he helps in removing that obstacle. And the example given is in the 6th chapter about the sparrow. The sparrow once laid its eggs on the ocean, I mean, on the shore of the ocean, and the ocean took away the eggs. I mean, and sparrow requested the ocean, please give back my eggs. Ocean didn't even bother. It was just roaring. Who's this tiny bird? He didn't even look at it. But then Sparrow threatened that I'm going to take every drop of this ocean and dry it out. Then I'll find my eggs. So he started doing, and everyone laughed at the sparrow. Look at the determination, tiny bird doing that. That is like us trying for perfection in Krishna consciousness, to become advanced, pure devotees. We are like the tiny sparrow. But then what happened? People laughed. But the word spread and went to Garuda. And he, because sister bird, my sister sparrow, poor thing, um, so he felt I should help her. And he came and he told the ocean, if you don't give back the eggs, I'm going to dry you out. And then ocean got scared because he knows Garuda can do it. Garuda is pure devotees, they have the power. Once Agastya Muni, because the asuras were hiding under the ocean and the devatas could not find them at all. And then Agastya Muni, what he did? He drank up the entire ocean. Then they found the asuras and killed. So pure, great devotees can do anything. And so Garuda came there, ocean got scared and returned back the eggs. So that is how we may be like a sparrow trying to dry up the ocean. But if Krishna is satisfied with us, okay, you tried your best. The ocean was, sorry, sparrow was really taking one drop by one drop, taking from the ocean and trying to put it in the sand. It was trying its best, that's all. And then automatically Krishna sent Garuda to help the sparrow. So in this way, we should never complain that, oh, too many difficulties, too many problems and obstacles and weaknesses. Why not take shelter of Krishna? It is for certain, absolutely certain. We should not imagine how Krishna will help me. This is how he should do. And then we have a plan how Krishna should do. And if he doesn't do in that same way, then we get very agitated. What's the use? I prayed, nothing happened. He will help in the way he does. He knows he's more intelligent than us, and so we leave it to him. I've gone to Krishna, finished. He will work. Definitely. There's no doubt about that. Because what? Krishna is a person. And he himself is telling us, come to me, I will love you, I will care for you, I'll give you everything. And why we should doubt his words? So that's a wonderful thing. And Krishna himself has spoken so much to Uddhava all about this pure devotional service. And we have such encouraging words from Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada saying that, yes, we can. We can become pure devotees because holy name is Krishna. Krishna can do. When we're chanting, we are with Krishna and we just have to ask him. That's all. I want to become pure devotee. Don't see how I am now, but you make me pure devotee. And Prabhupada said, one moment is all it requires. So that one moment we should purify ourselves so that that one moment comes fast. Okay. Is there any questions or comments?
माताजी हरे कृष्ण दंड प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna. Yes.
माताजी ये नीम का माला या रुद्राक्षी माला भी यूज कर सकते हैं क्या? नीम का माला तो यूज करते ही हैं।
या चांटिंग में?
हाँ, चैंटिंग के लिए माताजी।
जो बहुत नए नए शुरुआत में हम नीम का माला देते हैं, लेकिन जैसे वो थोड़ा स्टेडी हो जाते हैं ना, तो वो तुलसी माला में चांट कर सकते हैं।
नहीं तो रुद्राक्षी माला नहीं यूज कर सकते उसमें नॉर्मली में, जैसे नीम का माला कर रहे हैं।
शिवा का रुद्राक्ष तो शिवा का है, शिवा वर्शिपर्स यूज दैट।
अच्छा, मतलब उसमें नहीं यूज करना है चैंटिंग में?
नहीं।
ठीक है माता जी। हरे कृष्णा।
हाँ, हरे कृष्णा। यस यस प्रभु, अभी प्रभु।
Very thankful, Mataji. So nectarian class, I think, this Bhakti Yoga is so close to my heart. Actually, I keep reminding myself, and then you also showered your blessings today. So very good, Mataji. Mataji, one question I have, I couldn't understand this one. Like Krishna sitting as the Chaitya Guru, like what he does, like as a Chaitya Guru. If you can please elaborate.
Chaitya Guru means he's always willing to, he's ready to, or he is giving instructions. Do like this. We don't hear him now. We are listening to our mind busy. That's why we are not tuned into him. But actually, he's the one who's inspiring us to do all good things. He says, no, from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So he gives us, he's always arranging things for our betterment. Those who don't want it, he also makes them forget him. So he is the one, and he wants to tell so many things to us. And so he arranges for a guru, bona fide guru, who acts as his expansion. Whatever Paramatma wants to tell him, he makes the guru tell us, because we can't hear him. And when you're chanting, who's listening to the chanting? The Paramatma is listening. He is active all the time. He's all the time watching us, right? In the Svetashvatara Upanishad, it's mentioned two birds sitting on a tree. One bird is watching, another one is busy eating. Eating bird is not aware of that watching bird. But without the watching bird's sanction and permission and strength, the eating bird can't do anything. So, like that, he's so watchful, like a loving parent, all the time. Like a naughty child, when the child is an infant, especially if it's very naughty and running around everywhere, how much the mother has to be all the time watchful, what it will do, jump here, go there. So, like that, the Paramatma is watching over us. And waiting, we feel, shows some signs of turning to him. Then he encourages that. He puts us in touch with people who can guide him to him. So like that. And yeah, so Paramatma is ready. I mean, he is talking to everyone. He is the conscience also. People say, oh, my conscience didn't permit. What is that conscience? Conscience is, there is no other system in the body called conscience. There's only Paramatma and Atma. We are the Atma, and Paramatma is talking to us. Hey, don't do this. Like that. And he is the one source of all intelligence. So, where is intelligence? Science is not does not know what is intelligence, where it's coming from. Brain is simply the hardware. But where is all that intelligence coming from? It is Krishna. Krishna says, I am intelligence in man. I am ability in man. Everything is Krishna. Imagine, our source of everything is Krishna, Paramatma. He's, he, we cannot function even without him. And in the five doers of in any action, there are five causes. The Bhagavad Gita, as it says, one is the body itself, and then the instruments, the senses, and then the action itself, the endeavor. The fourth one is the Atma. But above all this, the fifth one is the Paramatma, who is actually empowering, giving knowledge, instructions. And because of that, we are able to do something, and then we become proud. We forget the Paramatma after any work. I did it. Okay. I only did. I used my body. I did. But who's making you do it? Who's giving you supplying you everything, giving you all the knowledge, the ability? He says, I'm intelligence, I'm ability. He is giving everything, and then we forget. We don't even look at Paramatma. So that is what Paramatma is like. I mean, he is the father, he is the mother, he is everything for the Atma. We can't live without him at all. We can't function without him. And so that is why we are very, very, very fortunate that we've got a method by which we can connect with him. The whole world is going around without any knowledge about Paramatma. Just imagine how that is why there's total chaos. Just listening to our minds and whatever intelligence given by Maya. Krishna is the original, but Maya Devi makes it warped so that all the good, so many, I mean, even the materialists are all very, very intelligent. That intelligence is coming from Krishna only. But because they want to misuse it, that also is allowed by Krishna only. He gives the intelligence for criminals to perform their crime also. All intelligence is coming from Krishna. That's why he said, I'm the gambling of the cheats. That buddhi to, cheat very nicely, that's also coming from Krishna. So even the criminals are dependent on Paramatma. Without him, they cannot also function. So that is why by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, what happens? The Paramatma, when he becomes happy, then we can feel, yes, Paramatma is in my heart. He is there, Baba. I cannot tell any one word of untruth also. He is listening. So devotees, that's why then a devotee who's self-realized will never utter any untruth, will not cheat, will not do wrong things, because he knows here CCTV 24/7 is here watching me. So that is why a devotee develops all good qualities, because of his association with Paramatma. Otherwise, without that, you simply mentally try to, okay, I want to be good and all that. But modes are very strong. The mode of passion and ignorance, sometimes even in spite of our wanting to be good, we're not able to be sometimes. That's what Arjuna said. Why am I driven to do committing sin even though I don't want to? Because the modes are very strong. But that's why we need the help of Paramatma. Please help me, Lord. Give me strength. And then he will. Maybe our request for that is not so strong, so we keep failing. But every time we fail, we should again hold on. No, please, this time you mustn't let me down. He never lets us down. But the modes are very strong and we are attached to the modes. And so we don't take his help. But we keep on going back to him and we keep on chanting and crying out to him. Then Krishna is listening. No, he's watching us all the time. When you're chanting, you may think, oh, I don't know where Krishna is, far away in Goloka. Maybe he doesn't even hear me. But here, right next to us, we don't know where the soul ends and where Paramatma begins, because it is one so intimate. Of course, we're not merged into him, but we're also very connected with him, that there is no separation at all. Everything about the Atma, Krishna knows. And Krishna also reveals himself to the Atma. So many things about himself, all his intimate things. So see how close. That is the relationship we have. Nobody else can be as intimate as Paramatma. And because we are used to having that kind of relationship, then in the material world, we've forgotten him, and we're looking for that kind of closeness with all outside. I mean, all the people, materialistic people, we are looking for that kind of relationship. Then people think, at least when I have the highest, of course, is Madhurya Ras with Krishna. And so here also we want, romantic relationships with the opposite sex. And we think that will, oh, real love, and I'm in love and everything. But it doesn't. First of all, it can never satisfy one like relationship with Krishna. We are looking, where can I get? And that's why we are disappointed again and again and again in relationships. And it can never, because we are looking for that love, that pure love with here in the material world. And then finally, we come to our senses and we surrender to Krishna. And then we will be very, very satisfied, like a child which has come back to its mother's lap. It was put in so many other people's laps. It was always crying. And then the mother's lap it comes, it's totally peaceful. Then it has a good relationship with everyone. It's not that the child hated the other people. The other people are also there. But without the mother, it cannot relate with anyone. No one can substitute the mother. In the same way, nobody can substitute Paramatma. And even if we have the best of family, best of friends, best of whatever, without relationship with the Paramatma, it can never satisfy us. So we are totally dependent. This is the first knowledge that has to be given everywhere. You want to start a business, first pray to Krishna. Without his mercy, you can't do anything. That is Indian culture, right? Everything, even the astronauts, they first went and prayed to the Lord. What? We're all doing all childish things. It's such a big thing to send one vehicle up to the moon or other Mars or whatever. It is such a very difficult thing. It can easily conk off. We know once it went and then it conked off and it never came down up till the last minute. In the moon landing thing, and then last minute it failed. So then, we know that that without Paramatma, nothing can work. Anything, simple things, even cooking, simple day-to-day affairs. Without His mercy, what we can do? But with His mercy, we can do amazing things. And then we ourselves are surprised. I did this? I can't believe it. Because it's Paramatma's help. We have to become attached and dependent on Him. That makes us independent of everything else. If we become dependent on Krishna, we become independent of all other material things. We don't have to worry about a thing. What will other people do? Will they harm me or will I fail? Why you need to worry about that? Paramatma is there with you, finished. No need to worry. That's why the children have to be first given Krishna conscious knowledge. Then they'll be very satisfied, peaceful, and they will all be successful. And success is not how the society wants us to be successful. Success is if you're doing everything according to your nature, something you're happy doing some work, whatever results come, anyway, the satisfaction and the happiness is not coming from the work or the money or something. That is coming from how we are satisfying Krishna. And Prabhupada also said, don't think that it's your endeavor, your education, or your work which is giving you the money. The money is coming from Krishna. The minute we understand that, that's it. We have Krishna, no more all this running around for, material things. Automatically it will stop. Varnashrama can happen only when we are connected with the Paramatma. Otherwise, when people are not at all satisfied. I have to go somewhere far away. Why now? See, okay, now especially, okay, when there were not enough jobs, or maybe the education system was not so good, or we were not so developed, people ran to America and Europe and all that. But now India itself is developing. Why do parents should really think a million times before sending off their child to go abroad and study? How many people are getting killed? Maybe that is one lesson they're learning. Within just this 2024, last 2.5 months, nine or more than that, nine students have been killed in US. I mean, US is not bad country or anything. What I'm saying is that why should you stand upside down to earn a living? There's no need. All lopsided thinking. If I go there, I'll earn more money. Even they'll be earning money here, but they think there is more prestige. I'll say that I'm working in UK, I'm working in USA. Struggle over there. You go there, you can't even take care of your children. You have to work. Where to put them in the creche means horrible. They'll feed them all kinds of rubbish. And anyway, no one cares. Somebody else's child, who will take care? All struggling over there. No servants. Okay, it's very expensive. All kinds of struggle just to show off and say, see, I went to UK. Who cares? You stay here. And why should you struggle like that when it's easily available here? Everyone should stay in their own country and do whatever, unless, that is why now Bhutan king, he is very smart. He always tried to keep a very natural, I mean, he didn't want this too much of industrialization. But then what to do? He found that some of his youth are going abroad for jobs because there is not much jobs and all that. Maybe they also require. So he now Modi is very eager to help them. And I mean, he also wants from India to set up IITs over there so that, there's no brain drain. They stay there only and study. And he want to have nice industries which are green, I mean, which don't harm the environment. And he wants all countries to invest, especially India, because we are so closely linked to Bhutan. We have common border and all that. So he wants something, so just to retain the student, the country people, but at the same time he doesn't want too much of this industrialization. So everyone should locally stay there, take the help of others, set up industries, whatever is required for the country. Why should you leave your country and run somewhere else? That is really, I don't know how long you can stay away from your country. Those are really some people who have no love only for their this thing. At least in the past, okay, you can say all, there was a lot more researchers happening there. Education system is far better there and all that. Here also, there's so much of improvement. Okay, happening a lot. And okay, no, the job thing, no, there's so much politics here. There also there must be, but anyway, there are other types of hardships over there. It's so cold and impersonal. You hardly have time anyway, even to have any social life or religious life. You're always running around. How is it very nice? And then you don't have any time for Krishna consciousness. And then you're uprooted from your soil. It's a big thing. Even in Ayurveda, it says that you eat the food which is locally grown. That is very good for your health. No, I want to eat dragon fruit coming from China. That dragon fruit is for Chinese. Now you try to eat that. Okay, once in a way we eat. That's nice for variety. But on a regular basis, no, I will only California apples I will eat. Why? Here locally it's grown, in India, you eat that. And we have many, many, India is the best country with so much of variety of vegetables and fruits throughout the year. And it is just our lack of confidence, inferiority complex, which made us look for all Western things. Anything comes from West, that is nice. So we thought, but now slowly it's awakening. People are getting more confident about our culture. And thanks to Modi ji, of course. He only one man army who's inspiring everyone to have faith, to have respect, and to have confidence. Atmanirbhar. Don't look for always run, this thing. So that's very nice. I hope, more and more people are in, and it is helpful for us also in preaching Krishna consciousness. Now there is so much more interest shown in Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata. So we look forward. So Paramatma is the one who is the source of everything. And Paramatma within Modi is inspiring all of us. Paramatma only. Modi ji, he himself accepts, I'm just an instrument. He's so surrendered to Krishna. It's such a pleasure. Why people are getting attracted to him? Modi, 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 they shout. Why? Because he's so surrendered to Paramatma. He's not at all disturbed by all the adulation and everything. He knows it's not for himself. Someone who thinks, who's not so God conscious, they'll think, oh, see, I'm so popular. And you can see from their demeanor. But he's thinking of only service. And he's so humble. And he waves to everyone in a very compassionate way. So he's completely connected to the Paramatma. That is why we are very inspired by him. His whole job, he's doing it selflessly, day and night, not thinking of any sense gratification for himself, but only for the people. That's why everybody loves him so much. And a great source of inspiration. Right? Practical world, who else can inspire us more than him? How much he's dedicated all the time to serving Krishna. Nothing for himself. And he's really, everyone loves him. There is all the right man. There are a few idiots who don't like him because they are against Paramatma only. So they are the ones who don't like him. Otherwise, anybody who wants Paramatma can see he is doing what Paramatma wants. Yes, Prabhu. Abhay Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Mataji Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Like I joined after a long time, and that too by Vasundhara Mataji's encouragement. So thank you for her, because whatever was going in my mind from past few days or months, I got the answers for that questions, and I regret myself. I missed due to my job timings. I missed so much lovely classes of yours, but still thank you very much, Mataji. I just want to share, Mataji, one thing. As you said, really, Mataji, illness is very difficult to like overcome, Mataji. And like my nature is like immediately I'll criticize others. I'll not see like seeing fault in others. So I'm struggling with these things, Mataji, enviness and criticizing. Means it's practically I'm finding difficulty, Mataji. Like I'm struggling with my mind. I'm fighting with my mind. I'm getting such a beautiful devotees, beautiful Shiksha Gurus, and so much like seva under their guidance. But still, Mataji, I am doing all these such nonsense things, Mataji. So I feel very like shame on myself. After getting all of these things, also I'm doing. So what's the use of like doing seva, Mataji? Which mouth we are chanting, and other side we are doing criticism, especially when we are not in devotees association. We are going job place or some other place when we are far. Like it's happening, Mataji. So please help me some other way.
Yeah, we'll pray for you. Don't worry. That's what Krishna has heard you now. He knows that you're feeling ashamed and you want to improve. He will definitely help you. You keep praying every day by chant, every day when you chant. Krishna is hearing that. So you tell Krishna, please remove this, fault finding mentality in me. Let me glorify devotees. So you try to find good in them. Okay, to overcome this, now you try to find good in people and the devotees. What are all the good points? You sit and write if you want, and then your whole this thing will change, mindset, and Krishna will also help you definitely. That is only because of pride, mode of passion, all these things. So we have to increase our mode of goodness. Mode of goodness, do all activities and controlling the mind by chanting very nicely. Automatically, it will happen. It's mode of passion which makes us do all these things. And by hearing the holy name very attentively, then your mode of goodness will automatically increase because the mind will become weak. Materialistic mind will become weak and you'll be able to pull the soul towards Krishna. So you're chanting very nicely every day. It's just a question of time. You will find every day that your mind is becoming weaker. I mean, mind is not becoming weaker, or your attachment to the mind is becoming weaker and your attachment to Krishna is increasing. Every day, don't be sad that, oh, I have not become a pure devotee, but every day, if you're progressing bit by bit, oh, today I didn't do so much. Today I was also able to see some good in others. So if you're seeing a little bit increase in goodness, then feel very happy. Then you will be motivated that every day you're going to chant very nicely because you're progressing. So you see there is some improvement now.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, be
It's
happy
nice
about it.
suggestion.
What?
It's nice, Mataji. You said like slowly we can try and we can like judge ourselves. Yeah, today I didn't did anything, or today I didn't find, I didn't criticize. That is the good thing, Mataji. That we can, that I can try, Mataji. So that is a very
Yeah.
nice like practical solution. So surely I will try that, Mataji. Thank you very much, and I'll try to join every day, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Actually,
Yes.
Swetamanjari Mataji is very, I mean, world devotee. But I mean, she really requires all Vaishnava blessings. Actually, Prabhu, initially Prabhu was not interested. He was totally against for Krishna conscious. But Swetamanjari Mataji is such a strong-willed devotee. Nowadays, Prabhu is slowly starting chanting and is coming to the program. But unfortunately, Prabhu had some business, but it did not go well and all. So, see, it really requires, in fact, all Vaishnavas' prayers and blessings, so that Prabhu finds some decent business where they can earn, something. But Prabhu Mataji's got one daughter also, Aditi, who is doing. He was in 12th standard now. Very nice child. She does very well in studies, but she really requires all the Vaishnava blessings for Prabhu to do some. In fact, we should add his name. His name is Subhash Prabhu Mataji. Add his name in our daily prayers for him to find some decent, business.
Definitely, it will all improve. You continue with your devotional service, and we'll also pray. Definitely, things will improve. With bhakti, everything improves. So it is sometimes, to purify and increase our faith, we have to go through. But you must have complete faith in Krishna. And don't worry, it will improve.
Yes,
And
Mataji. Thank you very
you
much,
just
Mataji.
can't.
Sorry, Mataji, you speak. I'll speak then. You complete,
Ah,
Mataji.
no, that's what Prabhupada said. That you just cleanse your heart, everything else will happen.
Yes, Mataji. By Shiksha Guru's mercy, things change a lot, Mataji, in life. And this all love of my Shiksha Guru only, I feel very shame, Mataji. They're so nice. They're praying for me. How I'm bad. I'm still like struggling with my bad anarthas, Mataji. That makes me very shameful, Mataji.
No, but you're ashamed. That is very good. Krishna will help you. If you're repentant, then he'll forgive and give you all strength. And everything will improve. And always. Okay. So don't worry.
Hare
And
Krishna,
so
Mataji.
Ved with Prabhu and all of them are praying for you. And we'll also pray here again. So everything will be fine.
Yes, Mataji. Till today also by devotees' prayers, Shiksha Guru's blessing only, like I am able to live my life, Mataji. That's it.
Mhm. All right. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Was there someone who said something? Okay. Today we pray for Guru Maharaj's good health and longevity and protection from all diseases, and also for his servants and all Prabhupada disciples and all our devotees and their family members. And we pray for the most urgent ones. We pray for Subhash Prabhu for his business to pick up and do well. And we pray for who are those? Urgent the Kiranya Das complete recovery, and Venkat Madhuri Mataji spirit, Venkat Madhuri Mataji, then Srinivas Prabhu, Radhika Mataji, Venkatpati Prabhu, and Neeraja Mataji, and Narmada Mataji, and Chandana Mataji, all for the speedy recovery. And we pray for jobs also for his name Shrikant Prabhu, Naveen Prabhu, Balaji Prabhu, and what's his name? Kenny Prabhu, Jitendra Prabhu, and Shobha Maya's husband, and Pratibha Mataji to get a good job in Bangalore itself. So and everyone else that every day we pray, we include all of them, oh Krishna, and let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for everyone, and also for our center to be completed all this thing, so that we can have Gaura Purnima on Monday. So let us chant 3 times for everyone. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Thank you all very much. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai,
Ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam
Jai,
Granth Raj ki jai.
Jai.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Sarvasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha.
Anantakoti
Hare
Vaishnavin
Krishna,
ki.
Mataji. Dandat pranam,
Jai.
Mataji.
One thing, Mansi Mataji's, okay, all that